we're rolling on another episode of the Roundtable. We're in a weird in-between time where the NFL's done. The year end is done. We've gotten some of the bigger things out of the way. There's not really a whole ton of like movie stuff to talk about right now. I mean, I guess there kind of always is. You know, we can always talk about like game studios being stupid and like having to lay. Apparently, what's the game we talked about a couple weeks ago? The free to play.
Highguard.
Yeah, Highguard is like shutting down now, which who could have seen that coming?
Everyone.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. It sucks for the devs, right? Like it sucks for all parties involved.
People keep saying that, but like at some point, some of the devs are responsible for these things. Maybe, yes, like I get that the executives at the very top are the ones making, but there's got to be some of the devs that are involved in some level of the decision making, and basically every layer of decision making with Highguard was bad. So like the person who was like designing the environment, yeah, I feel bad for them that they lost their position or whatever, right? That stuff, but at some point, some level of the devs are responsible for the game's failure. And then like, that's, you know, again, I don't wish anyone to lose their job, but yeah, it's a crappy situation for those people who had nothing to do with all the decision making around the game.
Yeah. I wonder also like in an instance like that, how much of a I'm just doing my job is there? Like, I don't know how big the studio was. It can't be that huge. It's not an Ubisoft.
No, I don't know. I don't know how big it was.
But, big companies, you go in and it's like, okay, I do accounting for this little part of the company and I never have any visibility for any of this. And I wonder how much in terms of game studios that actually, like, that happens versus, the big winner from last year was Expedition 33. And the studio behind Expedition 33, they had famously like 30 some odd people. Realistically, they had more because they hired, outside work and yada, yada, yada. But realistically, they had, less than 40 people work on this thing. And so everybody, it feels like, had creative involvement. Now, that game was a revolution. That game, or revolution? Maybe, it was
Revelation.
There we go. Revelation. It's words, man. They're tough. And it was revelation. And it, I doubt that studio is ever going to put out anything that good ever again, which kind of sucks. Like you peaked at your first. But also...
Tough, man. Look at Arcane season 2.
Never watched it. Tell me about it. Was it bad?
It was fine, but Arcane season 1, in my opinion, is one of the best seasons of television ever.
Really?
So,
I've tried.
Yeah, I mean, and it checks a lot of boxes for me. So, but I just think it's an excellently written, extremely good, season of television. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. And season 2 is a 7. So it's that's good, but it's not great. Yeah. And so I'm sure whatever they come out with next will be good. Will it be what Expedition 33 was? Probably not.
No. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about Highguard, unfortunately, closing or whatever's going to happen. A couple of things have happened. And we also kind of wanted to do a kind of a nerdy season recap of what we've been watching and playing and listening to, reading, whatever, or listening to if you want. But before that, there was a state of play that happened last week on February 12th. We're recording this on the year of our Lord, February 18th of 2026. And the state of play happened last week. Now, I was in the middle of a meeting with somebody, and I didn't get a chance to watch this. Templar, you watched the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I skimmed a few parts, where they come back and it's just a developer talking or something for a bit. But all the trailers and that, I watched through. Yeah. So
give me some highlights here. Give me the things that I think I would need to know are going to be awesome, or at least are going to be interesting going forward.
Well, I know this at least got some attention, which is Kana.
Yeah, Kana, Scars of Cosmora,
which was a sequel to Bridge of Spirits or something, I think, which is not a game I played, but from my understanding, people were pretty hyped about this. So that's fine. In terms of big releases, I think Pragmata is an interesting one from Capcom, which we still don't know a ton about, but it's a sort of
Death Stranding
maybe Last of Us-esque guy and protecting a young girl or something, situation with weird tech and whatever, but it looks cool. There's the next. Why am I just blanking? Resonance.
Resident Evil.
No, something Resonance. Why am I blanking out? It's Control.
Oh, Control Resonance. Yeah.
Yeah, Control Resonance, the sequel to that, which I played Control. I never did finish it, but that's another one that's exciting. Another kind of weird game, a lot of powers. Looks maybe a little more action focused than the first one. It based also, on some of the trailers.
It also has a so you're not Jesse Faden, and we talked about this maybe in another episode, and I know who it is, and I'm not going to spoil it because look at that was cool. Like that. Hold on,
yeah,
I want to.
Reversal looks neat.
Yeah, like that. Your everything is sideways, and then all of a sudden, it's not sideways anymore. That's cool. You're not Jesse Faden. You're somebody that is closely linked to Jesse. I'm not going to spoil it. I really liked Control. It took a little bit to get into, but once you got going with it, it was really, really dope. This already looks like, oh yeah, I'm in. Like, I unfortunately don't have a PlayStation anymore, but I'm sure this will come out on PC at some point.
I do. I haven't turned it on in a while. I turned it on, but I haven't actually played it in a while. But I still need to go back and play the first one. But this one looks cool. Yeah, you mentioned Resident Evil, which is not for me, but there's another one, and I know the recent ones have been quite popular. So, hey, that's sweet.
Yeah. Dead or Alive 6 or Dead or Alive 30th anniversary is out, and Dead or Alive 6 last round.
There's some like re-release kind of stuff. Like they're doing another Metal Gear Solid release of Metal Gear Solid 4, I guess, which had previously only been on the PS3, I guess. So I guess they're bringing it. And then this one, Peace Walker.
Yeah, this is Peace Walker. I'm sure
they're releasing. It's a combo thing. So they're releasing that and Metal Gear Solid 4.
Okay.
I guess they released Volume 1, and then this is Volume 2 with these, like, for the PS5. From my understanding, they're not like it's not a remaster or anything. It's just a re-release. So they're just bringing it to the PS5, where I guess it wasn't available previously, which I wasn't aware of that. But so that's nice, I guess, if you want to go back and play that movie that has some gameplay in it.
Did you ever play Peace Walker?
Peace Walker, I didn't play. I played a little bit of 4. Well, I watched 4. So
you watched 4 and then watched some dude. You controlled some dude pooping into a box or whatever at the very beginning.
That game starts with like an hour-long cutscene, and there's just like multiple sections in that game where it's like 30 minutes to an hour-long cutscenes throughout it. So it's just very odd game. But that's coming to PS5, so that's cool. I guess it's a re-release. The big announcement at the end is the God of War Trilogy remake. From the original God of War 1, 2, 3, like the Greek saga, they're remaking it. Now, this seems like an early announcement from my understanding. I don't think any of them are close. This seems like more of an intention, like they're just announcing their intention to do this more than, I mean, I'm sure they've started, but I have no idea how far along they are in this process. So I would imagine it's going to be a while, but that's exciting to me. I liked the original trilogy a lot. I've seen some discussion online of concerns of it being a remake and what will that mean, and are they going to change the gameplay to be like the newer ones, and how much are they going to edit out and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of concerns there, I guess, or some, but I'm excited for it. This is a game that they released with the announcement that looks fine, but the God of War remake I'm excited for. So
yeah.
And then there was another one which I know you wanted to talk about, so I will let you.
Do you mean Marathon?
The other one. Yeah, Marathon. That's the one. That's the one we're excited about.
So Marathon's going to be great, right? No, I got to find the. Oh, this one looks awesome. So I did want to say the.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Yeah.
This was created by the is it Twin Sons, whatever their name is, the guys who created Dead Cells, which is like one of my all-time favorites. This is very much in the vein of Dead Cells. It has the same kind of fluidity, the same look and the feel. Obviously it's less sprite based and a little bit more character based, which is great. But man, Dead Cells is just such a fluid game. Even like watching some of the swings and some of like the Evil Empire, there we go. Whatever it was going to be awesome. The 007 First Light looked really cool to me. We kind of talked about this at our like looking forward to. I'm really, really looking forward to what they do, what IO can do with the James Bond thing. And this is young James Bond. Like, he has his license to kill, I think, I would assume, because he just had a gun. But this is like young James Bond. Okay, of course, there's a girl because it's James Bond. The idea, though, that you're like growing up and you're doing the whole thing, like I really like that. The one I did want to talk about and I wanted to quiz you on, I knew nothing about this until you mentioned it. And it's called Project Windless. What can you tell me about this gigantic kaiju chicken hack and slash game?
I don't know a ton about it. I just like it obviously catches your attention because the setup is like, whatever, dark, creepy lady in the woods talking about whatever. But then it cuts to our heroine who is a gigantic chicken man. And then the combat is like Dynasty Warriors, like where you're fighting out these hordes of little enemies, along with, I guess, these like larger fights where you're fighting other heroes. So it's very interesting. My understanding is it's based on a Korean, I believe, novel series. So I don't know a ton about it in terms of the lore or like what's happening beyond what you're seeing on your screen, but it looks cool. Like the mix, again, that kind of Dynasty Warriors vibe with it. It looks like from the trailer, there's some like bigger battle sequences and some pretty cool boss battles and stuff. So it seems interesting. And of course, like novelty wise, the fact that you're playing as a giant chicken is just interesting. I don't know if it's based on any kind of particular Korean folklore or mythology or something. It seems like it might be, but the novel series there, The Bird That Drinks Tears.
It's a cool name.
It's a cool title. So I don't know a ton about it other than you're playing as a giant chicken and the combat looks cool. So like I'm definitely interested though. It definitely did what a trailer is supposed to do on like a lot of trailers, which is get me kind of interested to see more about it and to find out more about what it is because it seems wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the Muso games like this, like Dynasty Warriors and all that. Like I know like some people really love it. It just gets a little button mashy for me, and it's like whatever, it's fine. But this is one I'd like to see somebody stream before I jump in. I mean, look at the detail of that. Look at like how many people are fighting. Like that's crazy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Is that going to be a day one purchase for you? You think?
No, there's almost nothing at this point that I would buy day one.
Yeah,
I just anymore like I go through phases with games, so I guess there's sometimes where I play games more, but if I am, I'll often just kind of wait and see like what it actually looks like, and how interesting is it? Is it actually delivering what it sort of promised? There's just been too many disappointments over the years of games that you buy day one and then it's not what it was sold as being or whatever. So
yeah,
no, at this point, almost nothing is a day one purchase for me.
All right, fair enough. Anything else about the state of play catch your eye? What about Star Wars?
It's a good state of play as far as these things go. Like as far as these announcements, sort of events go, just as a general commentary, like I think it was quite good. I mean, we listed off maybe 2/3 of the things that they announced as like things that looked interesting. So, as far as these events go, that's quite good. I mean, whether it's Nintendo, Xbox, or like a sort of generic one that covers a few different companies or a state of play, I think it's generally a pretty good one.
Yeah. Apparently this latest... Go ahead.
It's the most watched ever. Yeah, that's not shocking, I guess. And they didn't even address some things like, Wolverine or some of the other stuff that's coming out this year as well. Like they didn't even touch on some of the other ones that people are maybe wanting or have been rumored or things like that. So yeah, good event.
Wow. Project Windless is being developed by Krafton, which bought PUBG. And also developed Hi-Fi Rush, which is a great game. Palworld Mobile. I mean, I've never heard of most of these games. Callisto Protocol I've heard of. That's crazy. That's crazy that they're doing that. They must be a Korean publishing house, I would assume.
Callisto Protocol I heard not great things about. It was sort of from the guy who did the original Dead Space. And I saw some gameplay of it. It looked okay. The reviews for it from what I saw were not great, but yeah, whatever.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned that nothing right now is kind of a day one purchase for you. What are the things that you've been kind of playing and reading and watching? Probably, I'm assuming older stuff since it's not been really new stuff for you. What have you? What's your nerdy heart been getting into lately?
This is one of those situations where I can just kind of answer with one thing: Warhammer 40,000.
Just all of the above.
It's like
Warhammer
that
40K.
joke about like what's your favorite food, movie, whatever, and it's like fried green tomatoes. You can just answer the same thing for everything. It's kind of that for this. Like I haven't been watching anything 40K related, but I was reading a 40K series called Gaunt's Ghost, which is a 15-book series I started in January. So I finished that. Finished book 15 the other day. To get back on track to read. So last night I was reading, Gaunt's Ghost. So last night I was reading, I guess I can get to it. But yeah, so Gaunt's Ghost is, it's one of the earliest Black Library, which is what they call the 40K set novels, is one of the earliest ones. I don't know if it's the exact first one, but it's early. And it follows a group of Imperial Guard called the Ghosts, Gaunt's Ghosts, or the Tanith. First, if anyone's interested in military sci-fi stuff, it's well done. You don't really need to know anything about 40K. I mean, it helps, but it's a pretty down, like ground level story. And yeah, good action. The character work, I think, is quite well done in it. So I really enjoyed it. I mean, I burned through 15 books of it in like a month and a half. So
so it's a series. Gaunt's Ghost is the series. That's the name of the series.
Gaunt's Ghost is the series. Yeah, that's the 15-book series. Yeah.
Okay.
That author has written a ton of stuff. He's written like 50 books in the Warhammer 40K universe, Dan Abnett. But that's one of his well-known ones. And so, yeah, I finished that a day or two ago. Was really enjoyed it. Would recommend it to anyone who's interested in military sci-fi stuff. Beyond that, I continued reading once I finished the newest one, Catch 22, which we're doing for the book club this month. So we'll be talking about that at the end of the month. We'll be doing an episode on Catch 22. I'm not that far, but it's going to be my focus. I'll finish it probably in the next few days. I tend to read things quickly when I'm focusing on them. So there's that. In terms of playing, I've also been playing some 40K stuff. Well, I've been jumping around. So I've been playing some Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader.
Hold on. Let's a note of pronunciation. Is it 40K or 40,000? What do we go with here?
Like if it's for expediency, I usually will just say 40K.
Okay.
But 40 either is fine. It just depends on.
Okay.
Yeah, for expediency, you just usually call it 40K, and people tend to know what you're talking about. So,
got it.
So I've been playing some of this, which is I forget what the game type is called. It's like a Baldur's Gate 3-esque sort of. Yeah. Top down, like you have your squad positioning, like tactical. It's turn-based combat. And you build your squad up of 6, and you're progressing through this storyline, and you play as a rogue trader, which are these sort of independent entities kind of within the 40K universe. So it's been fun. I've been enjoying it. I'm pretty early. I'm just finishing Act 1, I think, of like 4. So I've still got a lot of gameplay left, but yeah, it's been good. I've been playing a little bit of League here and there when I have. It's always easy to just kind of jump into an ARAM or something like that. And then I also played a little bit of Helldivers too. I kind of dipped my toe in. I was searching. We talked about this not that long ago. Which is I was kind of searching around for something to play because I had been I didn't really know what I was feeling like playing. So mostly Rogue Trader, but I've been kind of jumping to a few things recently.
Okay, so before we move, I played a little bit of Helldivers 2 as well with my son. We may continue on it. Like it feels better than it did, and maybe that's just because we actually got in a game. Because the last time I played it, it was however long ago. Like games were still not fun to get into. That was back when you and I were playing it, which was over a year and a half ago now. Was it that long?
Yeah, when it like shortly after it launched, when it was kind of blowing up. Yeah.
And it feels good. Like I remember why I liked it, and I remember why I don't like it all at the same time. It was fine. Sell me on Warhammer, because I feel like we're both nerds. We like to read. We like RPGs. We like sci-fi. we like it's like science fiction fantasy, right? Or is it more like hardcore sci-fi?
I never know how to make that distinction, like, and where that line is.
Okay.
Yes, it gets called science fiction fantasy. So sure.
Sell me on it, because I've dipped my toe into, oh gosh, what was the Warhammer 40K game? There's a billion. I'm never going to get this. Warhammer. It was the one that was like Left 4 Dead. Like
Vermintide?
There it is right there. I played a little Vermintide, and that was fun. That was a long time ago, I feel like. That was fun.
Dark Tide, yeah. Okay.
And so that was fun. But like I never really got the universe, and like I just kind of fell out because it just seems very daunting. Like if I was going to start with Warhammer, where should I start? With those Gaunt's Ghost books you were talking about?
If you want to read stuff in the universe, I mean, the lore of the universe is massive, and there's kind of I guess the selling point is there's a little bit of everything. I mean, if you have no interest in sci-fi or fantasy, then obviously it's probably not going to be for you. But outside of that, you can kind of start wherever. Like, I mean, I've watched a lot of lore stuff. There's like many accounts on YouTube that do nothing but go over lore of 40K. So if you want to learn more about it, you can. I don't play the tabletop, and I've thought about it here and there, but I don't really have a ton of interest in playing the tabletop. I don't think I have the patience for the painting and all the different stuff. It's also very expensive. And
yes.
So in terms of the actual tabletop game, I don't have any personal interest. I just find the lore interesting. And I think there's a lot of good stuff within the universe that appeals to me. So whether that's like one good thing to start with, at least for Space Marine stuff, might be the Secret Level episode that was on Prime Video.
Yeah.
There was the 5th episode of Secret Level was called And They Shall Know No Fear, which is I don't know, it's like 10, 15 minutes. It's a Space Marine focused Secret Level is like Love, Death, and Robots. It's these like one-shot animated things from all different kind of animation studios and companies. And so they did a Warhammer one, and it's great. It's really excellently done. The thing is, like, even if I would start with that, but even if that doesn't appeal to you, yeah, there's so many different things you can look at in the universe. There's probably something that would be of interest, I would say. Because even if you don't find Space Marines that interesting, there is like the Gaunt's Ghost stuff that I did, which is much more ground level, like human stories within a pretty messed up universe, and how they deal with that, and like the character, the relationships, and what they're facing, and kind of individual struggles and that. So there's just a lot. Warhammer just is like everything cranked to 11. So... Is there like grimdark? Yeah, it's the grimmest, darkest, whatever, if you look at some of the lore. Is there like silliness? Yeah, there's some like real silly, over the top stuff that just doesn't really make a ton of sense. It just has kind of everything. And I mean, also, I just think there's a lot of good properties in it. Like, I used to play the Dawn of War RTS games back in the day, which they're coming out with a 4th one. I think this year it's coming out. So I'm looking forward to that. There was the Space Marine, and then Space Marine 2 was like big last year, which was also a really fun game. I played I played a little bit of the multiplayer, but mostly just the single player. And I had a good time with it as a 3rd-person kind of shooter. Yeah, like I said, Rogue Trader, there's like 500 books or 600 books or something in like the whole like Black Library series. So there's just so much stuff in it. There's probably some niche there that you'll find interesting. I guess that's the main selling point, outside of, obviously, if you have an interest in the tabletop, like I don't, but lots of people do. So
yeah, I'm good. A lot of it is, and this is going to kind of transition into what I'm reading as well. A lot of it is this like quasi-Latin, Ultima Segmentum, and Cicatrix Maledictum, and Segmentum Solar. Like, is it all that? Is like, are the humans going back to Roman legions? Is that what it feels like?
It draws on a lot of history for various elements. Yes. So definitely, what would you say? Medieval, Renaissance, church stuff like is heavily influencing the Imperium. Yeah, a lot of Latin influence. Like there's gigantic titans, which are like these huge walkers that will literally have cathedrals on the back of them for no reason. Like it's just the ships, like the void ships that they go. It's just like the biggest thing. It's like, because you see these videos pop up sometimes of like, oh, Halo, the Halo. Well, I forget what's the organization in Halo. What's the human
Forerunners? Oh,
the human fleet called? Like, what are the
there's
what's the force called? Like that the Master Chief is fighting for, not the Spartans, but the overall organization.
Part of ONI, which is
the UEF, USEF, It doesn't really matter, but there will be these videos where it's like
UNSC
versus Mass Effect versus Star Wars, like comparing, like, those just the fun like sci-fi who would win in a fight type of things. And the answer is always 40K. If there's a 40K thing, that's part of it, because the ships are like, the biggest ships are like 10 miles long and they have like 10 basilicas attached to them for no reason. And like just all this stuff. It's just like so over the top. And yeah, individual Space Marine legions will be influenced by, like, the Ultramarines are like Rome. Like there's a kind of Roman in origin. There's a Trader Legion that's like Egypt. So all their iconography and their look is like Egyptian. And so they draw from so many different historical empires or peoples, languages, to kind of put it in here. Because again, it's such a massive universe that they draw on a lot of that. But yeah, you're right. Like medieval Latin church, like high kind of medieval stuff is a big influence on the Imperium. Yes.
I've thought a lot about this in my years as a nerd, and I want to dip in, but I don't know where to dip in. And then I'm just like, I'm scared. I'm gonna go back to the comfort of Brandon Sanderson or something like that, which is not healthy.
It's whatever. But also, I mean, I just think there's lots of cool stuff in it. There's lots of stuff in it you probably won't be into, but there's probably stuff in it you will. I mean, when the universe is so massive, there's just going to be something probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gaunt's Ghosts, or there's a few other ones that are generally recommended as introduction.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Series or books, lots of good games. So yeah,
I'll keep it in mind. Like I played Dawn of War. I totally forgot that was a 40K game. But yeah, I played Dawn of War maybe 2. Was that the one on Xbox 360? Dawn of War 2?
Oh, I don't know. I only ever played it on PC. I'm not sure.
I remember playing like an RTS style on 360 because I had a crap PC back then.
Sure. Yeah, they might have ported one of them over. But yeah, they were fun games. I would say also 40K is kind of getting more mainstream now, I think.
It is.
I think for a while it was like, it was kind of the hyper nerdy thing, like maybe in like a Magic the Gathering type of vein. But now I feel like it's become, no offense to anyone who plays Magic, that's fine. We all have our things. That's okay.
Our bugaboos.
But by reputation, I think 40K was in that kind of space, but I think it's become much more mainstream. Henry Cavill, all of the games that have become very popular, the secret level stuff. There's just been so many things that have been released that from the 40K, like Space Marine 2 doing so well. And yeah, the movie or series that Henry Cavill's working on now within it, I think it's just become much more well known. So yeah,
that's fair. You watching anything? Any movies? Any TV shows?
Not really. I've been kind of looking for something. Like Sarah and I were watching C for a while, which that was that Apple TV show. And we got to the last season and we watched an episode, and I just think we haven't picked it up again.
That's fair.
We watched the first episode of Fallout season 2 and enjoyed it. It was solid, but I just haven't felt much of a push to watch it. I mean, the thing I've been watching most recently has been, I've been watching some of the Olympic stuff.
Heck yeah.
Here and there, some of the events. I like the snowboarding and the skiing, like trick events. So like the big air where they'll go and do the 1900, however many spins and all this stuff. And they'll do the course where they'll go on the different rails and then do like a series of jumps. And so like all that kind of stuff I've been interested, and I've been watching some of that. So yeah, the Olympics actually more than anything I've been watching, strangely enough.
It's been a good Olympics this year, man. Like I don't know. Do you have Peacock, or how do you watch it up in your neck of the woods?
CBC just has it, so I just can just watch it for like it's just included with that. So they just have the rights to it. So
okay,
Peacock, that's nice.
Peacock has been doing a thing where, and the CBC might do it, but Peacock, just because it's NBC and they have the rights here in the States, at least, they just give you everything. Like, here you go, open the app, and what do you want to watch? Yeah. Like, it's just all of the streams. And then they have something called the Gold Zone, which is essentially not Ryan Russillo. Who's the guy? Well, maybe it is Ryan Russillo, and the other guy from the Red Zone, and Andrew Siciliano from the Red Zone. Essentially, they do a Red Zone type of program where they'll have like
quad, they jump around.
Yeah, and he's literally like, now we go to quad box, just like the NFL. We're going to try box, and like it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But then they'll just have like, hey, you want to watch curling? Go watch curling. If there's nothing going on, we'll put a commercial up, and it'll be a commercial for an hour until we get back to the curling. Like, that's pretty dope. And it has been on a constant, like either on my iPad, just on mute, because I'm curling and hockey, man. Like I come to the Olympics for curling and hockey. I stay for the big air. I stay for the in the skiing one. Was it the skiing big air where the lady, she went off the final jump and lost her ski and landed on one ski? I don't know if you saw that. That's gnarly.
No, I didn't see that. Wow.
Yeah, she landed on one. She spilled, but in midair, her boot came off and her ski went flying, and like she landed on one leg. That's crazy.
Yeah, there were some big ones in big air. The woman who ended up winning like fell bad on her first run.
Yep.
And I think they didn't even really know if she was going to even go again. Her name was Choi. Gaeon Choi, I think, from Korea. She fell bad on her first one, fell again on her second one, and then on her third one just nailed like a 90, whatever. Russia being involved, at least for men's hockey, it's just waiting until the US and Canada play each other.
Yep, and women's too, because they're meeting in the semifinals. No, tomorrow.
I mean, games can go differently, but the U.S. has looked pretty dominant for women's hockey. But for men's, they've both been very dominant.
And him and Ben Kingsley together, really good together. But there's a lot of like back and forth. There's a lot of like they do very well together. It's pretty much every scene is pretty much them two surrounded by a cast of characters, but it's mostly them two. There's a cool kind of premise running underneath it. It's really like I'm surprised how much I liked it. Or I'm only like 4 episodes into it. I'm surprised how much I like it. I wonder if they're going to do season 2. I haven't got to the end. But anyway, that's Wonder Man. Also, Fallout season 2 ended stronger than season 1 did, which is pretty easy because season 1 ended kind of with a wet fart. But season 2 ended very well. It gets that like I was like you. I kind of watched episode 1. I was like, I don't know, like this is fine. And then I muscled through episode 2, and then it started getting better. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it kept picking up, and it picked up speed, and it kept picking up speed, and pretty soon, like I was in. I've watched the first. We've already talked about this, and we're going to talk about it again. The first episode of the Catch-22 Hulu series. We'll talk about that when we get to the book. Gave me an appreciation for the book I didn't realize I was missing, but now I'm flying through the book, which is good. There's a show on Netflix that my wife and I have been watching. I was not really big on it. It's called His and Hers. That's
okay.
His and Hers Netflix. So it is Tessa Thompson, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but John Bernthal's in it as well, and I really like John Bernthal. Like he's very fun. It's about a murder that happens in a place called Dahlonega, which we both know from Georgia. Like it's about 20 miles from, maybe 30 miles from where she grew up in Georgia. I'm not going to say anything about it, but it's one of those like twisty, like if you're looking for a twisty tale, it's very much a twisty tale. And it has kept you guessing every single time. And it's not contrived either. You know, some of these things are like, they're trying to end on these notes and trying to do the thing. No, it's not doing that. So highly recommend that. And then another one, and I'll end on this. We've been watching The Pit season 2, but I'll have a review later. It's a show called Ponies. this was a total flyer. My wife and I for date night sat down and said, I don't know. We like Emilia Clarke. Like, let's see what happens. This show is set in Moscow in like the late 70s. It's Cold War. And so it definitely has a Cold War vibes to it. It's a spy thriller, but these girls, like, I'm not going to, the basic premise is both of these women, they have husbands that are in the CIA. Both of the husbands get killed. The women want to find out what actually happened to the husbands. And so they enlist in the CIA, and then it goes from there.
Okay.
There's a lot of, it's really good acting, I will say. Emilia Clarke, I like her as an actress. Like, I think she does very well with everything. She's an American in this, and she has a really convincing American accent, like no slips whatsoever. Which is very fun. And I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. It's a spy thriller. It's fun. I mean, at 96, I didn't realize it had 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good. And a 9 out of 10 on Screen Rant. Huh. That's pretty good. It's a good show. It ends definitely on a cliffhanger. Like they know, and it ends literally on fire in a good way. And highly recommend it. So if you and Sarah are looking for something, like, I don't know if you guys have those up there, but give them a whirl. His and Hers, and then Ponies. Something to do at least.
Sure. Did you say Pit season 2? I didn't know that had already even come out.
Yeah, Pit season 2. We're on episode 5 or 6 now, I think. 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on episode 6 came out. So it's I'm reserving judgment. It's not bad. It doesn't have the emotional weight yet that Pit season 1 had, but I think it'd be tough to live up to it. It's not bad though. And in fact, I think it's very good. It's just a little different. There's more characters. So it's highly recommended. You guys watched Pit season 1, right?
We watched season 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll enjoy it. It would be one that I'd wait maybe a couple more weeks so you can binge some of the episodes, because it's definitely, we're doing it like watching it week by week, and no thanks. I don't want to do that anymore. Reading, playing real quick. I'm just really only playing one game right now, inspired by our other Canadian friend KP, who's like a 13-year-old kid from our Discord. I decided to pick up Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
Oh, okay, sure.
Gosh darn it, that game is so good. It is. I picked up a save that I had, and it's a save I've been working on probably for a year. Occasionally I'll just ride around just to feel things, and just feeling things, doing some missions, hanging out, shooting some raccoon.
It's a good game. It's a good game for just chilling.
Yep.
Like, you can kind of just jump in and go do whatever. Just go hang out by a campfire if you want to.
Yep. Listen to some stories. It's great. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to play things, but work has been very busy. And then we're reading Catch-22, which is good. I'm also reading something called The Cursor's Fury. I've talked about Cursor's Fury. We've talked about Jim Butcher before. Shout out to Jim Butcher. This is third book. Yeah, book 3 in the Codex Alera series. Very good. Really highly recommend the Cursor's stuff. And the reason I was asking about the 40K and the Roman Imperial Legion type stuff is because a lot of what is happening here is, like, you can even see Tavi, who's the main, he's wearing like Roman looking things. Everything is Roman styled. It's what if Roman legions met Pokemon, and it definitely has that feel to it. So highly recommend. I know you're going to be in 40K land forever, but if you ever get out of 40K land and you want to read some more Jim Butcher, Cursor's Fury, Codex Alera, good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Anything else? Anything we missed here that you're watching, listening to, playing, reading?
No, I think that's everything. That's all I've been reading. Speaking of Jim Butcher, I did read 12 Months, which was the newest Dresden Files book.
How was it?
A couple weeks ago now when it came out. It was very good. Different kind of change of pace book, which, without spoilers, the end of the previous book, Battleground, there was a lot of major events that happened, so 12 Months kind of has a lot to do. And it's a slower book. Like, it takes place over 12 months, which is unusual for most of the Dresden books, you could characterize them as it's sort of like, these are the worst. This is like the worst weekend or maybe the worst week of Dresden's year. Like they are all about a year apart, but they only take place over like a couple days to maybe a week. So this one actually took place and kind of checks in with him over the entire year, which is a different format for that series. And it's much more of an emotional kind of introspective book. And I liked that. I thought it was good. And I guess he's working already on the next one. So there's some thought that might, well, maybe. I mean, there was like many years between the last one and this one. So the fact that he's working on the next one already and it might come out next year, like early next year already, is nice. So we won't have to wait a long time in between again.
That's awesome. That's super cool. We real quick before we close up, we have something going on in the next couple of weeks. If you have been part of the Roundtable family for long enough, you will know that we have routinely dipped into bracket season. March here in the United States and around the world is traditionally when March Madness happens, and we've done a couple of our own brackets. What the brackets we've done, the video game characters,
animation. Yeah. We did animated movies.
Right.
Then we did, video game characters. We did movie franchises. And we did superhero films.
Right.
I think that's it.
Pulling up the DM. Movie franchises, video game franchises, video game characters, comic book movies, and animated movies. So yeah, in no particular order, we've done those. And this year, we're going to be diving into yet another bracket. Templar, do you want to introduce this while I kind of pull up? I wanted to pull up this here. Yeah, go ahead and introduce what we're going to be working on here.
Sure. So we're switching gears a little bit with this one, staying in a similar vein for our community and things that we just like to talk about. But we're switching from software and we're going over to the hardware side of things and talking about the greatest video game consoles of all time. So we're going to be going through together. We're starting with 32, which there are more than 32, but 32 covers the major bases. That includes handheld consoles, so we are including handhelds in it as well. From all the kind of major releases and some of the smaller ones. And unlike some of our previous ones, a bit smaller, starting with 32, so it'll be about 4 or 5 weeks. And we'll get down to whatever you think the greatest video game console is of all time. So, now exciting one.
It is exciting. There's a lot here. We had to edit, like Templar said, we are going to have to edit on the fly. So we do need your help on the other side of this. Obviously, I've never played the Intel. Actually, no, I've never played this one. I have played, where's the one that hooks up? Is it the Binatone? No, what was the one? Do you remember the one I was telling you about? Well, it was the Magnavox Odyssey. We had a Magnavox Odyssey. It hooked up to a keyboard, like a piano keyboard. And my dad was a computer programmer. He programmed a bunch of video games for this company called Epix Games, which was then bought by EA. And so he's got a bunch of credits on video games, and my mom would write the music. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. We can talk about them when we get to we're not getting to the Commodore because it's technically a computer. It's not anyway, he programmed a bunch of Commodore 64, 128 games, but we had one of these. He just brought it home one day and he's like, I don't know, let's try it. Let's figure it out. And it had like a synthesizer, but it also had like some weird Olympics game. It was a bad system, but I remember just noodling around on some of these. He'd bring home games that he was working on. Like I remember playing a Berenstein Bears game that was unfinished, that like if you walked into the tree where the Berenstein Bears lived and you turned on the flashlight, the whole game would crash. Okay, cool. He would just be working on these games and bring them home. But all that to say, we need your help on the other side of this podcast, on the other side of this lens, on picking which ones would matter, which ones we should include. Obviously, we have the big ones. The Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the PlayStations, all those things. But there's probably like 5 or 6, maybe 7 that we need your help with. So if you could drop us a comment and just let us know, like, hey, I remember I had this one, or I saw this one at a thrift store, or the ColecoVision really sucked. Like, let us know. Because the ColecoVision did really suck. Things like that. Things like that. I'm excited by this one. I have a lot... I have a fondness for video game hardware, and we can kind of talk about this later, but I really like the design process of video game hardware, like what goes into it, the look, the aesthetic, how that bleeds into, particularly like later on in the Sony and the Xbox, like how that bleeds into the software side of it. I know we're not voting on software. Also controllers, like just all those things. Controllers are, it's how you interact.
Controversial,
with it,
apparently. You found out.
No, I was right. My list was right. Maybe we can post that tier list at some point. When I was right and voted. What did I not even put the Dreamcast one on there because it sucked? I think it wasn't even really a controller. It was like a Game Boy. And you had a little memory unit that had like a Tamagotchi built into it. What is that crap? Anyway, all of that to say, you're going to be able to vote on this as well. We'll be providing links. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun March. Templar, anything before we close up shop here on this episode of the Roundtable?
No, I think that covers it. The console thing is interesting because so much of it is just going to be like, well, what consoles did you have? like what consoles did you play? I mean, maybe you had friends with different ones that you played, but a lot of it's going to be so nostalgia laced in terms of like, what did you grow up with? What consoles did you have? Which ones have you put the most time into? Mm-hmm. And maybe we can get outside of that and talk about some, maybe a little bit more objective measurements of them, but so much of it is just going to be like, what did you have when you were growing up? What did you put a lot of time into? So it's going to be potentially a contentious one because, hey man, if you grinded something for a long period of time and you loved it, even if it wasn't the most popular thing, you're going to have strong feelings about that. So.
Yeah. I have a hot take, and we can put this at the end of the episode. We can talk about this later if we want to, but my hot take is that the Xbox style controller is the uber design of controller. The way the Xbox controller feels, the layout, the weight of it. Now, this is the wireless one, but This is how a controller should be right here.
Sure, it's good. It's too bad it's for Xbox consoles, but yeah.
Well, PCs as well. You can play. I mean, it's the default for PC. Although you play with a PS5 controller, don't you?
Yeah, when I use a controller on PC, I do, yeah.
Do you like
Which works good.
You have the DualSense because you have a PS5?
Yeah, just the PS5 one. Yeah, okay. It's good.
Yeah,
that's what I played Expedition 33 with when I was playing that. On PC. I was using the PS5 controller because they recommend controller for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it worked well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into all of the discussions around controllers because that's definitely part of a console consideration.
It is, and why the Nintendo beloved system. One of the worst controllers out there, probably won't make it that far.
Maybe. We'll see, man. I don't know. We'll see how far it makes it.
All right.
Maybe we need a separate bracket of just controllers.
I did that. I got yelled at, remember, by our community.
Yes,
the community yelled at me.
You did.
We love you guys. Thanks so much for joining in on this episode of The Roundtable. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
See y'all.